one time was when I had first come to the Lord when I was about 16 years old. I had fallen asleep on Lindbergh's couch, and at that time I was new in the Lord, and I just couldn't get enough. I was so hungry for Him. And so I was at church Sunday morning, Sunday night, every the household meetings, but I was struggling with understanding the Word. And George was teaching me you have to be in the Word, you have to read, and so I really wanted to. But anyway, I had fallen asleep, and the Lord gave me this dream, and I was reading the Bible, and she was like this wonderful novel. I couldn't stop turning the pages. You know how it is when you have a book that you just love and you want to keep going. And I was reading and understanding. And then I got to this page, and it was like I couldn't turn the page. There was something holding it down. And I heard this audible voice. And it was so weird because I was like in this twilight dream, because I saw Karen Ashford walking across the living room, but I couldn't get up. And this voice said, "Whosoever readeth, let him understand." And then I woke up, and I picked up my Bible, and I opened it, and right there on the top of the page was, "Whosoever readeth, let him understand." And it was Matthew 22, like 50 or something. And I was like, okay, that was the Lord. So last night, I had a very similar thing. Mike and I were laying in bed watching TV, and I fell asleep. But it was like that same thing, like a twilight. Like I was asleep but awake. And so I could see myself here in this church. So I was back there, you guys up here. And so I know that I'm supposed to share this. But the Lord said for me to tell you all that He is so pleased how you have all humbled yourself so many times. And so pleased with how we have stood strong and firm through all of the storms. And He said this week, and I felt like in my spirit, He was speaking to all of us, not just me or one person. He said, I'm going to put someone in your path this week, and this person is going to be carrying a heavy burden and in pain. And you're to ask them if they know me and invite them to my house. Wow. And He said, and when they come, welcome them with open arms of mercy and love. And He said, when they come, they're not going to know how to come to me. So invite them up. And then He said, I had to write some of this down so I wouldn't forget, because I told Meg I got to remember this. And He said, when they come, He said, welcome them with open arms of mercy. And then He said, I'm going to fill all of the chairs in my house. And then He said, and then soon there won't be enough chairs.
Amen.
And He said to someone here, He said He sees your work and your generosity, but now it's time for the wife to take hold of her husband's hand and brothers and sisters to join together and go down to the fields because there aren't enough workers. And the fields are white and it's ready and we have to work. And He said, so join together and work. And then He said that this house is going to be filled. And then the next thing, which was so bizarre, it was the same dream I had when I was at Lindbergh's house. I was in the book and I couldn't turn the page. And I looked down and it was Matthew. And I'm going to read you, but this is not the translation that I read back then. This is New Living. But the one who endures to the end will be saved. And the good news about the kingdom will be preached throughout the whole world, so that all nations will hear it, and the end will come. The day is coming when you will see what Daniel the prophet spoke about, the sacrilegious object that caused the desecration standing in the holy place. Reader, pay attention. So,
Let him to read it and understand.
but that, I just know it's from the Lord. This is not me.